Haha. We're live. Sweet. We did it. My camera's kind of glitching out here, so really bad frame rate. I wished I could fix that. Hey, Juice. You're on vacation right now? Where are you at? That sounds so fun. Oh, trying to put a mini USB upside down. That's probably not a good thing. So today we're making a steak dinner. But my camera's just like really bad right now. What's going on? Never had it be this bad before. Oh, it's because my laptop's not charged, not plugged in. How about now? Yeah, that looks a lot better. Home city, 4 hours on the bus. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Mexican bus lines. I took one from Cancun to Merida, and that was very fun. I also did one from Mexico City to Cuernavaca, I think it was, and Tepoztlan. It was all bus lines. So I know that the train is a little contested, but I think the train would be nice, honestly. All right, let's give it a couple seconds here while we wait for a couple more people. I'll get my knife out, big knife, and I'll get my beer out too. You know what? Today it's kind of a maple stout vibe. This is a beer from my brother's company. He works at a company that does beverages, so Sugar Shack Maple Stout. It's a very sweet drink. I don't think it's gonna be as sweet as that cookie butter beer from Trader Joe's, but it has less alcohol. That one was so dangerous. 9.5% ABV. A nice dark stout looking beer, so we'll be enjoying that one. Interstate train does exist, sadly. It does? It was I guess I'm just talking about the Yucatan train. I don't remember what they plan to call it, but it would have gone through a couple like nature areas and disrupt the ecosystem. And that's why it was contested. Or not controversial. Controversial is the word. Very stouty. I don't really taste the maple, unfortunately. So that's okay. It does taste a little smoky, so it's got an interesting flavor. I prefer the shandy, honestly. Got a couple other ones though. I got like a wheat beer. So, yeah. Got 3 people on. I think one of them's my mom. I'm not complaining. So, why don't we get started? What we're doing today is just a steak dinner with mushrooms, potatoes, mashed potatoes, and steak, of course. So, I'm gonna start by cutting up the potato, peeling the potato and cutting it up. I just got like a nice little fresh potato. Gonna give it a little rinse, and we'll start peeling it. There's the steak, the meat. Probably should put it in the fridge for now and take it out when I'm ready. So happy Friday, everybody. I, for one, am thankful that it's Friday because that means the weekend's here. And I'm gonna be spending time with friends this weekend. On Sunday, there's the Pride Parade, so there's gonna be a lot of life downtown. I'm not gonna try to drive into downtown, but I will take the train just like last year. We have a little light rail train that goes downtown. And it's free whenever there's an event, so that's pretty nice. So I'll be doing that. And I think we have like a lake day planned or something. I don't know. I've been pretty bad at looking at the group chat lately. I'm that one lurker in the group chat. But I live vicariously somewhat through you guys, so tell me what you got planned this weekend. Anything fun? Anything outside? Are you gonna touch grass finally? Stop playing Minecraft? I was doing some editing for the Star Technology episode today, and oh my gosh, I forgot. I took a break from it because it was just so overwhelming. It's so much footage. There's like 8 hours of footage for this one video, and I'm trying to condense it as much as possible without losing a lot of the character that makes a Flirbin video a Flirbin video. So that's my challenge right now. It'd be nice to have a full-time editor. But the financial cause, like it doesn't make sense financially. I'm not gonna try to pay somebody when I'm not that popular yet. It just doesn't make sense. Oh no. There we go. Okay, and we'll just cut this into pieces. I've already got a pot on the stove. And it's just full of water. Boiling. Well, not quite boiling yet. Thought I'd get it prepared before I started the live stream so I wouldn't have to spend so much time waiting for water to boil. Yeah, I was talking to my therapist on Wednesday. She was telling me, giving me some advice, right? That it seems like I lack a sense of community in my life, in my everyday life, right? Well, you know, of course, I got my friends, and I see them kind of often, but I don't see them often enough, and that's becoming an issue for me. I'm lacking community in my everyday life. So I came up with the brilliant idea of looking for a multifamily housing unit and potentially moving all of my friends in together into the same building. So like it would be something like a fourplex unit. I think that's a pretty nice idea. It'd be like a streamer house, but instead of just getting one big mansion and everybody just has their own bedrooms, instead everybody would have their own units in the building, which I think would be pretty nice. We could go outside for a nice little Italian aperitif, if that's what it's called. I'm not quite sure. You just go outside, have a little picnic with a table and chair, because we've all played RimWorld and mood goes down if you eat without a table. Plus it hurts your back, like. Have y'all ever tried to sit up, like at the beach or at a park or something? You're just on a towel on the floor or some, I don't know, just sitting on the floor. You're trying to sit up, it hurts. Like, it's very draining. Oh, that's just a tourist train you're saying. So the Mayan train, I think that's what they call it. The Mayan train, the one in the Yucatan Peninsula, is supposed to be a tourist train. So like, would it be too expensive for locals, or is it just the stops? They're not local stops. Like, it makes sense, I guess. Because there's not that many big cities in the Yucatan. There's Merida and there's Cancun, and that's about it, as far as I know. Hey, Mom. My mom's watching the stream. Oh, I think my water's boiling now. I need to get a garlic clove. But yeah, I met up with two of my buddies yesterday. We went to this local English pub. Right? There we go. I just need one clove. Don't need too much. Yeah, so I met up with two of my friends yesterday, and we went to a local English pub, and I got a really nice gift, actually. I'll show you guys once I bring the camera back up. But yeah, it had a couple months in the making, I think. And it was in celebration of a very important date. So, not a birthday. I would say it's even more important than a birthday. Okay, water is boiling, so I'm gonna put these potatoes and the garlic clove in the water, and I'll be right back. If I can, I don't know, I need like a bowl. Let's put these potatoes in the bowl, because the stove is like way over there to my left. What seasonings are you using with the steak? I think it's just gonna be a salt and pepper steak, my guy. Any suggestions? I got a lot. I haven't actually thought about what seasonings I would use. My grandmother and my mother are watching. I was on FaceTime with them earlier while I was getting everything prepared for the live stream. Right, hopefully I can avoid splashing up too much water in my face, because it is a little full. Going in with my fingers right now. Little bits at a time. Don't want to dunk my fingers, but also don't want to have all the water splash out. Okay, there we go. Put it back on the heat. And we'll let that cook for, I don't know, like 20 minutes. So that should give us enough time to get the mushrooms all started cooking. And the meat, actually. All right, that's the mushrooms there. And I think we're done. We're done with the cutting board. So let's just move on over to the stove. Zoom out. There's my face in nice big camera mode. We'll move on over to the stove because we're all done with the cutting board and get to cooking because that's where all the fun stuff is happening today. So. Oh, there's my capper. I don't think we want that to getting melted. Okay. So, potatoes right there. That's all set. Actually, hang on. It's not quite yet set. You gotta salt the water. That might have been a little bit too much salt, but that's okay. I'm not counting my sodium. Yet, I'm not that old yet. All right. So this one is gonna be for our mushrooms over here. I need a little bit of olive oil. here. Not too much. We're gonna toss it around a little bit. There we go. And then this one right here is gonna be for the steak. So I'll get the heat turned on for now. We do need to let it preheat for a little bit. Really, hang on. Oh, it's just a single. Okay, I see. We're gonna have it on high. We're gonna sear both sides of the steak. And then we'll move it to medium, cover it, put some butter on there, and let it cook through. And I'm not really experienced with cooking steaks, so hopefully I can get the cook pretty well. If I don't, then I'll know once I cut into it and I can just slap it back on there. What about the red seasoning you gave me from New Mexico? I do have that. It's this one here. I could use this actually. Now, do we season before or after cooking the steak? That is the question. Juice God is one of my moderators. He helps me out with people. No, he helps me manage a lot of the administrative stuff with the YouTube channel. All right. We do need to season the steak, so I'm gonna do that right here. So this is just meat seasoning that my mom gave me. It has salt and seasoning in it, everything that you would need. So I'm just gonna, some of my hand, kind of spritz it over. I'm gonna go a little heavy actually. Flip the steak over. And rub it in. I'm not really sure if I'm doing everything correctly, but from what I've seen on YouTube, I think this is about what you're supposed to do. I don't know if you could hear the potatoes just absolutely going ham wild over there. They are boiling up a storm. Oh, yeah, juice is my friend. Season before cooking. Thanks. Juice is my friend. That's first and foremost. But we met because of the YouTube channel. So that's what I was explaining first. Oh, he does help me manage all of the Minecraft servers too. All of the game servers. I would say he might even be more knowledgeable than I am at this point. Despite me being the person that set everything up. So he helps out with a lot of the issues that people have. When you're dealing with, I don't know, what is it, like 900 people in the Discord now? And then I don't know how many active players we have on the servers, on the Minecraft servers at the moment, but like, when you have that many people, you're bound to run into a couple issues. So he's there to help fix anything. So, yeah. Let's check the heat of our pan. I'm gonna do the little water flick trick. That looks pretty good. But I'm not quite getting the light and frost yet. So I'm gonna let it heat up a little bit more. Can we get 2x zoom on the pan? So you guys can see a little bit. Yeah, it's just kind of sticking right now, so I'm gonna let it heat up a little bit more. Yeah, but if you decide to stalk my mom's YouTube account there, she actually does make some cooking videos in Spanish. So, Juice, if you want to become one of her subscribers, go for it. Yeah, take care, Juice. Have a good day. Oh no, I haven't liked my own stream. Let's fix that. There we go. Okay, let's check the temp again. Yeah, dude, look at that. It's just like dancing around. We got good temp now. So I don't have tongs. It's probably something that I should have gotten from IKEA. But I do have a spatula, so I will be using that. I'm gonna try not to contaminate my hands. Just pop this on. Dang, I might have messed up. Maybe I should have buttered the pan first. Oh shoot. I'm just looking for a good sear though. Because right now it's just cooking off all the seasoning. Shoot, dang it. Okay, let's fix that. Quickly. I'm not gonna put too much. All right, how's that looking? Yeah, that's a sear for sure. If I had a gas stove, I feel like it'd come out a little bit nicer. Like a grill, that'd be pretty sick. One of my friends, he works at a butcher shop at a grocery store. You can still put some oil, yeah. Kind of messed up a little bit. And one of the best steaks I've ever had wasn't at the fancy, you know, oh, what are they called? Steakhouses? Yeah, it wasn't at a fancy steakhouse when my company was having a little dinner party. It was in the middle of a park, and it was made by my friend on one of those park grills. So that was probably the best steak I've ever had in my life. And I brought it up yesterday, and he still remembers to this day because it was such a good steak. All right, let's see if we can take this down. Do I have a big lid? Where's my big lid? Is this my big lid? It's still too small, but there we go. I'm just gonna let that cook through a little bit. So if you're trying to impress a girl by cooking dinner for her, maybe don't follow my method here, because I'm not good at making steaks. And the only way to get good at making steaks is to make steaks. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, look at those, take a look at those mushrooms. So a lot of the water has come out now. So we're just gonna continue cooking them. What is the name of the cuts I'm cooking? I have no clue. That's a very good question. Sirloin. It's a sirloin. So supposedly it's a good cut. I don't know. I don't really know much about meat. I just know that I can make good chicken in an air fryer, which is probably like blasphemy for anybody that actually knows how to cook. But the chicken doesn't come out dry, so, you know, it's not that bad. It's kind of like the main issue with chicken is that if you cook it wrong, it just comes out super dry and rubbery. And I hate that, so I try to avoid it. Now once the steak is done, I am gonna let it rest before cutting into it to check how cooked through it is. Hopefully it is well cooked, or cooked enough, because I do like medium rare. I don't like eating raw meat, but I also don't like medium. I think is too much cooked still. So, oh, you know what I do have actually? I have a thermometer. Do you think I could poke that into the middle of the steak to check its temp? I don't think so. I don't know, maybe. It's kind of sharp. What temperature do I need to meet for a steak? I am making mashed potatoes. If you show the girl uncooked steak, she would fall for me either because it's a rich thing and red meat is expensive. Okay, Desto, I don't know, damn, that's, I can't relate, I'm sorry. That's kind of rough. The other day, YouTube, I actually got a gift from YouTube. They gave me free Chipotle. They gave me like a gift card for a free Chipotle burrito. And I haven't been able to use it yet, so, because I've been cooking for y'all. So we got, I think, about 10 minutes left on the potatoes. I might just stab one and see how it turns out, because I don't remember what time I left it in. I put it in at... Alright, I'm trying to stab one. I'm trying to stab one, and that's a good sign. Okay, that one came up. That one came up, but it just slides off super easily. I don't really know what the indicator is for a done potato. I just know that I'm making these into a mash, so... I don't want to touch it with my hand. I'm going to burn myself, but I will. I will touch it with my hand. Okay, maybe like another minute or two on the potatoes. But they seem pretty, pretty soft already. So I feel pretty confident with turning that into a mashed potato. The worst part, I'm not on the poor side of the wealth chart, but tax is killing the hobbies. Yeah, man. One of my goals is to move to Europe. I'm in the United States right now, and I want to move to Europe because I just prefer the lifestyle. And I would have to pay American taxes for worldwide income. and I would have to pay whatever country taxes I moved to. So I guess like Spanish tax. And yeah, I'm not excited for that. I'd be paying quite a bit in taxes. I haven't really calculated the exact amount, but it might be like 50%, 40 or 50% income tax. All right. I think we can let this rest now. It is a very yellow steak, and I think that's just because of the seasoning that we used. Actually, it is just because of the seasoning we used. So I'm just gonna let that sit and rest for the moment, and then I'll cut into it and see how the cook is. So that was on the stove. Oh, you can't even see the clock. There you go, now you can see the clock. I don't really know how many minutes it was on the stove, but I think I slapped it on at like 6, so. And it is a little thicker for a steak cut. I don't know, we'll find out, we'll find out. Mushrooms need a little bit more time. The potatoes, I reckon, are good, so I'm gonna take that off the heat. And we will strain this and move it over to our, whatever, I don't know, this mixing bowl here to mash them. I do want to prepare some warm, buttery milk to mix in with this. Now, I don't have milk, but I do have heavy whipping cream, so I will be using that for the mashed potatoes, and I think also for the mushrooms as well. All right, get our mixing bowl. Pop that all in. Pretty good. And I don't trust my countertop, so I'm not gonna put the hot, dish back on the countertop. I'm just gonna set it to the side here. Or you know what, even better. Move it completely out of the way and let it cool down properly with a little cloth underneath. A heat cloth, cotton. Okay. The mushrooms are coming along. They're probably almost done as well, which is nice. And we'll just mash. See if I can get you guys a little bit closer. There we go. Very nice. We'll get to mashing. Oh, you know what? I actually need to put that pot back on the stove. I forgot that I was gonna make a warm milk and butter slurry and add that in here, so we'll do that. Put that back on. I'm gonna keep it at like, I don't know, low heat. It doesn't, I don't wanna burn the milk. Or not the milk, but what is it called? The cream? Okay. There we are. Just a little bit. We don't need too much. It's only one potato. And then my butter is over here. I'm gonna use a new knife so I don't cross-contaminate from the meat. Damn. That splashed a little bit more than I wanted it to, but that's okay. And there we are. I'm just gonna let that cook for a little bit. It's not cook, I'm gonna let it warm up. Cooking is not the goal for that. All right, let's check out the meat. See how it turns out. How it turned out. Try to avoid the shadow as much as possible. There we go. And I left the knife in the sink when I probably shouldn't have. So let's wash that off. But this is going a lot quicker than most of my other cooking sessions. And I'm kind of glad for that. I usually spend a lot of time cooking and much less time eating what I cook. So let me find where the grain is. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, that's actually kind of well done. Dang it. So less time on the stove for sure. But it's done. I don't need to worry about getting food poisoning, which is great. I also turned off the heat for the mushrooms. So that's off. How's the cream? The cream is nice and creamy. Let's go back to the mashed potatoes. Other side, please, because I'm left-handed. My gosh, I can never finagle the tripod well enough. But here's our little butter cream mixture. Okay, there we go. Let's just mix this up. Look at that. It's coming out pretty nice. I'm gonna pass this. I really like super smooth mashed potatoes, so I will pass this through a sieve to get it as smooth as possible. But it's already looking pretty dang nice. I just don't want to get any clumps of garlic, you know? Okay. Steak pan is still a little warm. I don't want the steak to cool off completely, so I'm just gonna move it back over. Let it not have it cook, please. I just want it to stay warm. That immediate sizzle just like caught me super off guard. All right, I moved it off of the hot plate because that's probably what's keeping it very warm. Yeah, Desto, exactly what I was thinking, the metal sieve. I will pass it through that. I think now is a good time, actually. So, I have one that's big enough to fit all of our potatoes. So that's what I will use. Question is, what kind of utensil do I use? First world problems. It's already really smooth. It's a lot more mashed potatoes than I thought it would come out to be. I never realized how big one potato was. Actually, this is more than one potato. I think it picked up a lot of water, actually. Because that looks a lot bigger. You know, fist for scale. That looks a lot bigger than that one potato that I peeled. I didn't realize that it would pick up so much water. Kind of makes sense, though, since I was boiling it. If I were to bake the potato instead and turn that into mashed potatoes, then it would turn out a lot differently, I'm sure. Just mash this. None of it's going through, so I think that might just be an issue of not enough cream being mixed into it. But that's alright. I don't think I need to obsess over anything right now. Oh, it's going through a little bit. You can't even see it. see that? It's coming through. So I'm just gonna continue doing what I'm doing here. Look at that. It looks really weird. I'll get a close-up when I'm finished here. But it looks like yucca potato. It looks super fibrous. But just because it got past through a sieve. Almost done. I think that went a lot better than I thought it would. Okay. Still got a whole lot attached to the sieve still, but take a look at that. Look how stringy that is. Isn't that weird? I think that's kind of weird. Anyway, it'll turn into normal potatoes soon enough. I spilled a little bit. Oh no. What will I do? I'm gonna eat it. That's actually really good. I'm very happy with that. Probably could have used a little bit more butter. And some salt, because I didn't put any salt. But that's really good. Alright. Now, I believe it's just time for plating. I'm gonna put a little butter with our mushrooms before I serve. Let's get them nice and creamy. Counterbalance the steak a little bit. But I totally forgot to put butter on the steak. Or like baste the steak. That's alright. I'll do it next time. I'll do it next time. But I'll get a clean plate. Here we go. Clean plate. And I'll start plating stuff, I guess. Take a look. Where should I be? I'm gonna be over here with all my gear. No, you know what? I'm gonna move the camera to the other side of the countertop. Yeah, dude. Very nice. My phone is like getting more and more crooked as time goes by. Let's fix that. A little adjustment. Okay, like that. Oh, yeah, that's right. The gift that I got. A nice cooler bag. But it says, it has my name and it says groomsman. Isn't that exciting? I'm going to a wedding, guys. And it's not just any wedding, it's like one of my really good friends' wedding. I'm excited about it. It's so cool. And the fiance, I'm not gonna say any names, but like the fiance, the girl he's marrying is super nice. I love her. She's like, no, she's great. I don't want to say anything super revealing, but yeah. Okay. I have an empty plate, And I think we need to correct that since we just made a whole bunch of food. So let's get some of the potatoes on one side of the plate. I don't know, maybe like a third of the amount of potatoes that we made. It's just a lot of potatoes, a lot of potatoes. There you go. And we'll move the meats on over to the plate as well. Like that. And then we'll get the mushrooms. Oh, that smells so good. That smells so freaking good. I love mushrooms so much. Mushrooms are like Earth's greatest gift to man. You see? I don't know if you can see. Move this over here. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. And then I'm just gonna mix that all together. Well, I'm gonna mix the mushrooms with the steak because the mushrooms have so much good, like, buttery sauce in them. Probably could do a little bit more potato. Now that I look at it, my plate is a little sparse, so let's do that. A little bit more. That's about half of the potato that I made. Or like 2/5 or something, I don't know. You tell me. Now we just sit down, right? Sit down and eat. It was pretty quick. That was really quick. 47 minutes. And I was messing around for like the first 10 minutes. Wow. Hang on. There's like mashed potatoes on my table. I don't want to set my technology down on top of mashed potatoes. It's like, what if the potato enters into the laptop and then we get like a short circuit and then I get an ant infestation into my laptop, right? And then I need to buy a new laptop. That wouldn't be good. Very nice. I just wished I had wine. Do I have wine? I do have wine, but I opened it a couple months back and I don't know if it's still good. So maybe not. I don't want to. I want to avoid that problem. Okay. iPad. Tripod, you're coming with me. We're gonna switch sides of the table. And you guys are gonna watch me eat since we have time for that. Doesn't that sound like a fun group activity? Watching me eat? Okay. There we go. A chair. I need a chair. I need a fork and a knife. That might be helpful. Oh. Use the same ones that I used while cooking. All right. I got my beer. I got my steak mushroom dinner. Now I can just hang out with you guys. Despite the fact that you can't see me, which might be a little difficult. Heavy whipping cream to the mushrooms. I did not use heavy I just did butter instead. I know the plan was heavy whipping cream, but I forgot. Let's try not to burn anything. And I still overcook the meat for my taste, for my liking. Let's move the camera back. Oh my gosh, there's so much movement on the camera. Move the camera back a little bit. So you can see my face. You still can't see my face. Maybe if I like, this chair doesn't go up and down. Ah, my gosh. Keep going back and forth. There we go, move it up a little bit. Now you can see my face. Maybe the top of my head is a little cut off too. Let's take a look. Oh, that looks a little bit better. I see the output on the laptop over there. Okay. Move the iPad out of the frame so it doesn't look like I'm an iPad kid. Let's enjoy some beer. And some steak before it gets cold. The mashed potatoes are already a little warm. Like, a little cold. So the steak, it's not as tender as I might want it. Probably because I overcooked it a bit. You don't see any red in there. It's just slightly pink and that's about it. It's definitely closer to well done than it is to medium. But it's still edible. The spices are doing a lot of work there for my bad steak skills. But I'll improve over time. It's just going to be a very expensive skill to work on. Probably could have done like a... What do people do? They do like pineapple baths. See, for the pineapple has an enzyme. A papaya has it too. But there's an enzyme that breaks down the like connecting tissue in meat. Probably could use that next time to make it more tender. Let's try one of the mushrooms alone. I did a good job there. I think the only thing that has salt here is actually the seasoning for the steak. And I don't actually know how much salt that is. Oh no, the mushrooms have salt. No, not the mushrooms. The mashed potatoes have salt because I added salt to the water. But I did pour all the water out. I don't know how much of that actually got into the potato. But yeah, that's cooking with Vic. A decent steak dinner. Done in about 30 minutes, and if you were faster, you could probably do it in 20. If you did a little bit more prep and got everything on the oven at the same time, or the stove at the same time, you could probably do it in 20. But yeah. Like one of my, probably like my third or fourth time ever in my life making steak. So I'm okay with how it turned out considering the circumstances. Considering that, like, I have no skill. I don't know, I'm better at making hot dogs for sure. Edible is good, edible is good. That is correct, edible is good. But yeah, this is cooking with Vic. It's not eating dinner with Vic, so I'm gonna leave you all off here. And thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Taking some time out of your day. Maybe you guys are like cooking dinner alongside me and eating. I don't know. I don't know, but I appreciate it. All right, take care of yourselves, eat healthy. Cook food at home, save money. Cheers. I don't know what else to say.